Our next guest is known for his gritty roles in dramas like Line of Duty and Dares, but now Daniel Mays is heading in a very different direction for his latest project.
Yes, he's about to return to his theatrical roots as he stars in the West End's new production of Guys and Dolls. He joins us now. How lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you. Thanks for having me on.
So you are in the middle of this, haven't you? You've just started, you've just all begun, and this is, you've described it yourself as this is the ultimate musical.
Well, I mean, you know, arguably Guys and Dolls is the greatest ever American musical ever created. It's an absolutely wonderful story.
Yeah.
And Nathan Detroit is an absolute plum roll. I couldn't really turn it down. And then we've had 2 previews and the response so far has been absolutely spectacular.
Oh,
So explain the story then. So tell us who Nathan is. Because bearing in mind that it's played by Frank Sinatra in 1955.
Yeah, there's been great actors that have played him. Sinatra in the film, Bob Hoskins played him at the National Theatre, Nathan Lane. It's a celebration in New York. It's Guys and Dolls. It's all the guys are gamblers. And the locations are wonderful. You've got the hot box, nightclub, stuff like that. And it's a collision of 2 worlds, all the gamblers and then the salvation storyline. And it's just an absolute wonderful piece. And the thing that sets it apart is the songs. Every single one of the songs is an absolute showstopper. And it's bringing the house down every night and is just absolutely glorious to be part of.
And you feel like you're part of it because it's a very immersive experience.
Yes, it's staged at the Bridge Theatre right next to Tower Bridge. Effectively, it's in the round. If you want to sit on a seat and look at it in that way, you can. But there's going to be 400 audience on the floor with us. So it's an immersive experience. And the stage itself shifts and moves. It's on platforms. So essentially, those members of the audience are going to feel absolutely part of the action. You're going to be there in Havana in the nightclubs. You're going to be in the hot box. You're going to be walking the streets of Broadway. And you're literally right slap bang next to all the performers. So it's a wonderful thing to be part of.
When, I mean, obviously, you've done so many roles, brilliant actor, all sorts of things. When was the last time you did a musical?
Well, I went to Italia Conti as a kid. It's not like I've never done a musical before. And I remember seeing you in Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. It's all your fault, Phil. You're the reason why I'm doing it. I want to do what he's doing. And you were brilliant. I remember at the London Palladium. And you've got to try these things that come along. It was a golden opportunity. And I thought, I mean, look, I haven't done a musical for over two decades, so it does feel like I'm doing it again for the first time. But to me, it's like, these are the sort of projects you want to do because it's the ultimate test. I mean, I take my hat off to musical theatre performers because it demands all 3 of the disciplines to sing, to act, and to move, to dance, to sing, to act. And all of those 3 things have to be seamless.
You're going to end up absolutely paranoid every morning when you wake up. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm doing it already.
Everybody, it's the weirdest thing. You never even think about it when you're not actually singing, but the minute you sing, it becomes all-consuming.
Yeah. But I'm absolutely blessed to be involved with this cast. I mean, we've had 6 weeks, amazing rehearsal. And I mean, as a company, it's just absolutely inspiring to be around such talent. And it's just a great thing to do, yeah.
But there was when you were offered this role and you're thinking about whether or not to do it, wasn't there a weird sort of fateful moment?
I was filming in Paris and I jumped on the Zoom call with our brilliant director, Nick Heitner, and I was still undecided whether I was going to do it. And he said, I'll give you a couple of days to decide. And there was this painting in this flat in Paris. I was filming Franklin for Apple TV, and I hadn't looked at this painting because it was hidden behind the staircase, the spiral staircase. And I literally got off the Zoom and I looked at this painting for the first time, and it said Havana, and it was Havana street scene, and I was like, this is a sign from the musical theatre gods. So I phoned my agent. I said, well, I've got to do it now. That was it.
Yeah,
that's so bizarre, isn't it?
So you mentioned Franklin, which is this sounds like an amazing. It's for Apple TV.
Yes.
And what a cast!
I got to work with Hollywood legend Michael Douglas, which was a dream come true. And, you know, they say never meet your heroes, but nothing could be further the truth with Michael.
So what was he like? What was it like?
Absolute superstar, just so professional, phenomenal actor, and just made everyone feel incredibly welcome. And he's delivered an absolutely faultless performance as Benjamin Franklin. It's a huge sort of 8-part series, which hopefully it'll be out at the end of the year, if not next. And yeah, wonderful thing to do.
Well, when you can, come back and tell us about that.
I will.
Also, lots of people very excited. You've kept us waiting a very long time for the Chicken Run sequel. Chicken Run 2. This is the Dawn of the Nugget.
The Dawn of
which
the
is,
Nugget,
if you're
indeed.
a chicken, is a horror movie.
Yeah, don't see it if you're chickens, yeah. We've been working on it for like 3 years because it's obviously, you know, Aardman Animation and they've got to move the plasticine and they are just such a wonderful company and I'm there with Ramesh with the 2 rats in it. So every 6 months we reconvene in the studio and continue to work on it.
So this is
but,
Ramesh
I mean, you know, who doesn't love the first movie?
I
so
know, it's brilliant.
Here I am in the sequel.
A
I can't
hell of
quite
a long
believe it.
time between the two. That's a
It
long
is.
time.
I don't know why that's the case, you know. So, but I think there's definitely an appetite for it. Everyone's buzzing about it. Yeah.
What I love is you've got, you know, so much you've done in your career, all the TV and all different roles and all sorts of stuff. But your family very much keep your feet on the ground. And is it your daughter that likes to do your makeup?
Yes, she does. She's. I think you're going to put a picture up, aren't you?
We may have one.
There you go.
We were quite fond of them on their
I got
brow.
home from rehearsals the other day, and we have this role play thing where she runs a beautician in her bedroom, and she's Barbara, I'm Barbara 2.0. She calls it. Yeah. There you go. Look. And she was really thrilled that she's going to be mentioned on This Morning again. Yeah.
She has a very promising career ahead of her, I've got to say.
I think so, yeah. I think she just wants to get on the sofa with me, yeah.
She's a well, next time, bring her in.
Anytime.
Bring her in,
Anytime.
definitely. For you, actually, that is the grounding place. You work hard and then you always graduate back home. You've got to get back home.
Yeah, I think, you know, as you mature, don't you, things shift. I mean, I remember young actors starting out and, like, your career is life and death, you know, it means everything to you. But I think, you know, my sensibilities have definitely shifted. I mean, to me now, it's just a job. And the most important things in life is your family and your loved ones. And the fact that they can keep you grounded, that's been a massive life lesson for me, actually. And, yeah, they mean everything to me.
And it seems to me as well that when it comes to work, you're very good at kind of choosing a whole wide variety of different roles and different things. That must keep it fresh.
Yeah, variety is the spice of life,
as they say.
I don't want to... I mean, I've done so many gritty dramas, haven't I? And you know, something like Guys and Dolls is a kind of polar opposite to something like that. And I think that's what I want to continue to do now. Yeah, I'm sort of 45 at the end of the month, so there are still roles that are there to challenge me and
Do undercover police officers come... Did I read this correctly? Yeah. Undercover police officers come up to you and say, you did a good job in that?
Oh, yeah, I get stopped by police all the time. So if I'm not having a photograph...
Don't take that out of context, guys, if you've just tuned in.
So they blow their cover to say you did a good job?
Yeah, no, I remember I was at an airport flying out to Belfast and this guy comes and sits down and he says, you were wonderful in that line of duty. That was absolutely fantastic. And he was, like, raving about it. And I was like, oh, great. I said, well, what do you do? He said, I'm a policeman. I said, oh, great. He said, I'm an undercover policeman. So are all these 5 people sitting in front of you there.
No way.
So I don't know what was going on. I suddenly got very nervous, thinking I was going to be involved in some bust or something.
What
I don't
was
know.
happening there?
Yeah, yeah.
We will never know.
Yeah.
Stick to the theatres, my safe.
So good to see you. London's Bridge Theatre, Guys and Dolls, and it's there now for the taking.
Please come, yeah. You'll have a great night out. Party every night.
Thank you. Thank you very much.